his eyes gauged inside this very castle. However, upon further researching the bunker and castle's history, I couldn't find any records of Scrabster Castle being haunted, nor any paranormal experiences of anyone who explored it. I currently live on the north coast of Scotland. Last Monday at around 11 p.m. I went to explore an old WW2 bunker that lies on the coast, somewhere in between the town of Thurso and Scrabster Harbour. I had explored this bunker just once before when I first moved to the area, but I now wanted to explore it again at night. Walking out of town and along a cliff path west, I eventually make my way down to a pebble beach, where continuing on for a few more minutes, I then come upon a promontory. The bunker was at the very top of this promontory, and so, to get there, I then find a very thin trail which leads up to it. Approaching the bunker, or more accurately called a pillbox, I then see a small, cube-shaped brick structure with a doorless entrance. After first taking pictures of the outside, I then enter in through the doorway. Once inside, I then see a weathered white painted interior with at least one tiny gap for a window to every side. There was also a knee-high concrete counter covered in graffiti that ran from one end of the room to the other. However, while studying around the shed-sized room, I noticed whenever I moved in front or with my back turned directly to the doorway that I began to feel somewhat uneasy. If I was in another corner of the room, I felt mostly fine, but whenever I moved back toward the doorway, this uneasy feeling would return. Whatever this feeling was, it was quite unsettling. It was as though the space around the doorway had a presence or an aura, and that aura made me feel quite uncomfortable. Well, once I've taken pictures of the inside, I then enter out the bunker to make my journey back to town. I previously shared an experience I had exploring a tunnel under a fort in England where, like this bunker, I felt a very uncomfortable and uneasy presence. I didn't know it at the time, but that tunnel was actually supposed to be haunted. If you don't believe me, look up Fort Paul in northeast England. Once I get back home, I then do some research on the bunker I just explored. I found out the name of this bunker was Scrabster Castle, and the reason it was called this was because the bunker was built on top of the ruins of an 11th century castle. According to history, or maybe just legend, there was once a bishop who had his tongue cut out and his eyes gauged inside this very castle. However, upon further researching the bunker and castle's history, I couldn't find any records of Scrabster Castle being haunted, nor any paranormal experiences of anyone who explored it. Maybe the bunker isn't haunted, since there's no records or evidence suggesting so, but it definitely felt to me as though there was something off about that doorway. Maybe like a lot of ghost stories, it was only paranoia or a wild imagination.